thank you guys for jumping on the team call. As you can see, I've just stepped out of the shower. We've had a crazy day. We're in Revelstoke right now, and I'm currently sitting in a gondola looking thing, or not a gondola, what is this, a pergola looking thing, to get better Wi-Fi service, because you guys literally can do this business from anywhere in the world. So we're going to kick the team call off just like we do every single week, and we want to open up the lines for you guys to share something really great that's happened this week. So Deborah Bedford, you were on first. Do you want to go first? You're going to have to unmute you, or you're going to have to unmute yourself, ma'am.
There we go. Well, I'm not sure. I'm pretty happy that I got new furniture. Yeah, and you know, just been good. I've had my grandson for a week, and we've had some really good times, and feel like I'm building relationship with him and making lots of memories. So that's very meaningful to me.
That's great. That's a great share, and I can't wait to see your new couch. It sounds beautiful. All right, who wants to go next and share something good that's happened this week?
I've been enjoying the week. It's been gorgeous, having family time, fresh air, the ability to be in the mountains, and it feels great. It's great for the body, great for the soul, great for the family. Just checking out and tuning in to one another. It's been really awesome.
That's so good. And I was like, you know, I was thinking about my share. I'm with Sarah in Revelstoke. If you guys haven't guessed yet, we're both sitting like in the trees. Not like, you know, we have this much greenery in Medicine Hat. I'll share what my thing as well is. I was invited to go on this beautiful family camping trip with Sarah and her family and her friends from Medicine Hat, and it has been so nice being here, because I just really realized that no matter what you do in life, you can focus so much on something to the point where you can start to just lose your love for it if you don't have balance in your life. And one thing I wasn't having balance in my life was taking personal time, like vacation time or travel time away, to really like reset and remember why I love this business so much, is because of the freedom it gives you. That was one of my highest values, is freedom and being able to go anywhere and do anything, you know, around the world or wherever, and have the capabilities and the opportunity to do so. And so when I was invited on this trip, I got away. I've been having so much fun. I've laughed so hard. My guts hurt. We had an incredible day today. As you can see, I look a little bit sunburnt. I am really sunburnt. And we had an incredible day today, and just sort of let loose and had fun, and went down roller coaster rides and everything in the park. And it was amazing. And it really makes you really kind of come back to that place of like, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to not only be here with my one of my besties and her family, and to be here for that is like just incredible, but also what it does to the mind and what it does to your heart when you step back into the thing that is one of your highest values. So that's what I'm really grateful for this week. So I kind of stole Sarah's, but we're in the same spot, so we can share it. Abby, do you want to share something that you're really grateful for this week, because this is your first team call? There we go.
Hi.
Well,
hi.
Hi,
Currently stuck behind a very, very slow driver, so not really grateful for that. But week was pretty good. Gonna go ride a pony right now. So.
Oh, is there a specific pony that you're gonna ride?
The black one.
Oh, you're riding Cash. I'm thinking your other thing. Somebody has
at a Bob's place.
You're at Bob's? Oh,
hello.
She's cutting in and out of Wi-Fi. Maybe it's my internet connection might be unstable.
I think it's yours, because
okay.
I'm on data.
What did you say there, Abby? You're going to ride at Bob's tonight? Yeah. Yeah, cool. That's great.
Yeah, go to Bob's tonight, so that'll be a lot of fun.
That's awesome, girl. Fun. Well, thank you guys for sharing on tonight's call. And what I wanted to do is, just before Abby was jumping on, I wanted to talk to you guys about, because all three of you guys have actually had a conversation with me in the last week and just asking me about how to grow this business and about how to take it further, how to actually go more into this and take it another level. And so I wanted to open up the lines to you guys to ask some questions and say maybe one of the things that is your strongest attribute with what you know right now with Isagenix that makes you feel pretty confident, or whether that be your story, whether that be your product experience, whether that be something that you've learned or picked up or you're really natural at. And I want you to share one of your weaknesses. And what we want to do tonight on the call is we want to spend the time to kind of hone in and develop how we can move forward as a team, how we can help really grab the strengths that you all have and develop that, make them stronger, and take your weaknesses up to a place where you're really confident. So why don't we go through, just like we did with sharing something really simple about maybe like our week, and sorry about the background noise. We've got some people passing by. But Mom, do you want to share as an example of what one of your strengths is in Isagenix and one of your weaknesses? And you're muted again.
So I'm a product user, have been for nearly 2 years now.
Yeah.
I'm confident in the fact that it has helped me with, you know, energy, mental clarity. It's helped with my gut health. So I feel confident that, you know, I use it every day, so I don't have a problem sharing that part with someone else. But I think because I'm highly involved with taking care of my mom, I just don't seem to find those pockets of time, because when I sit down, it's like she wants me present with her. And so I find just having that extra time to be able to do this is a challenge.
Okay, so carving out times in your schedule and your daily dues to build your business is what your struggle is. Am I hearing that right? Okay, and your strength is your experience with the products.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so that would be also your story and everything. You feel really confident about sharing your 30-second story with people. And yeah, okay, great. Okay, awesome. Thank you. What we're going to do is I'm going to collect all of the information so that we can see like where everybody's sitting at. And then what we're going to do is we're going to address all of this at the end of the call. Just because I want to see if there's, I can diversify some of the answers if somebody has something that's very similar. So Sarah, thanks Mom for that. That's really awesome. And that's really both two very strong things that we can work on. And adjusting times is, it might seem very daunting, but it's actually something that can just easily be worked in, kind of like taking your vitamins or kind of like taking your shake, and we'll talk about that. So that's really good. Sarah, do you want to share one of your strengths and then one of the ones that you kind of struggle with, and we'll go from there. And if you guys have things that you notice as well, like when we get talking about these specific things at the end, just chime in and we can all share on tonight's call. So yeah, go for it, Sarah.
Okay. I feel like my strength has always been like I'm a wooer by personality, and so when I'm naturally like excited about a product, and I've been using the products for a much shorter time than most of it, I guess. But when I start using the products, I naturally draw people into that. And so I feel like that's a great asset for network marketing. Where I think the weakest is deeper product knowledge, and sort of, I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud, I guess. I wouldn't say it's about time for me. I wouldn't say it's about balance. I would just say the business side of it, really. Teaching, like I haven't still have a lot to learn about teaching people about what the opportunities are financially, I guess, in the company.
Like
And
experience? Is that what you're saying? Just like, because is that what you're saying? Is just the experience of doing the do? Is that what you're saying?
no, I'm saying like I can get them excited about a product really easy, but taking them practically into the company as a product user to enjoy their experience, or from the financial standpoint, from a business standpoint,
Okay.
that would be where I need a lot of coaching.
Okay. Just so
Yeah,
it's
so I
breaking
guess
up
I
a
would say
little
that.
bit. I'm just trying to get everything clear, just so I have a really good understanding of what you're saying. So you're saying that you feel that you're really strong at talking to people, getting people interested in the product, because you have such a powerful story, very similar to Mom's, just so I can kind of start to get a handle on this for everybody at the end. But the one thing you're having a struggle with is the understanding how to draw people into the business aspect of it. Is that right?
Yeah, just the practical ins and outs of it. Just more practice, right? Practice makes perfect.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, for
lack
sure.
of practice, so lack of knowledge, lack of experience creates a little lack of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, this is
really,
really cool.
yeah.
I'm glad we talk more into this, because this is one thing what we're going to go over at the end of this call, and it's the certainty. And when you have certainty in business, and you have that we've gone over this, like I think it was about maybe 6 months ago or a year. Well, when I was back in Powell River, I was walking with my mom around the lake, and I said to her, why? And it was at the time where she said, listen, I love the products. I don't really want to do the business aspect of it. Right. That was about almost a year ago. Hey, Mom. And you were saying, we were talking to each other, and you were saying, I would rather go and do something that I'm just good at. Like I would rather just go and, I don't know, let's just take, for example, go and be a nurse or something, because I know I'm so good at that. But I said to you, if you knew how to do the business, if you felt confident like you do in feeling confident as a nurse, would you be more open to sharing this business opportunity and doing this instead, because it's not as labor intensive for your body and you can do it from anywhere? And you were saying yes. And we realized that the root of that, which is all about talking and understanding the root, was fear, right? If we don't have certainty, it brings in a level of uncertainty, which is technically just an essence of fear, right? And so when we don't know and we have uncertainty in something, the cool thing is you can learn. And the great thing about that is that in 1 year, Mom went from a place of just, I just want to use the products, to, no, I want to build this business. I just need more certainty. And I believe over that last year, she was really able to gain that. So Sarah, I feel that for you is that you've got this natural ability to share, and you're open with people. You have a great connection, and people see you as genuine and authentic. The one thing you just need to do is just experience to build your, just more doing the do, just like working out at a gym, like we're talking about building our muscles today. She's like, you should see my muscles. This weekend I've been building muscles. Is because we've been hauling water and hauling wood and, walking back and forth to the bathrooms a lot. And guess what? Today we had like a full gym workout on these apparatus things. And you're doing something repetitively, which is building like a muscle. Sometimes you're going to tear it, just like sometimes we're going to screw up and we're going to say too much, or we're going to, say something awkward, and the person might feel like, that just seems like a little unauthentic, but you're learning. It's just like learning how to walk. You're going to fall a couple times, and that's how you learn to walk. But it makes you stronger, because as you use those muscles to walk and you trip and you fall, you got to get back up and keep going. And the same thing is when you're working a muscle in the gym and you tear that muscle, it might be uncomfortable for a day, might be uncomfortable for a couple of days, depending on who you are. For me, I feel a workout a couple days after I work out. I don't just recover so quick. And so this is the thing, is it's the same thing with network marketing, is that when you're sharing with people and you make these mistakes, if you don't quit, you win. Okay, so remember that, you guys, like, there's no failing at this company. The only way to fail is just to not do it. Either not take action or not follow through, right? And so that's the thing which I really want to help you guys do. And we're going to go in the next couple of weeks here, we're going to really focus on honing in your skills and helping you from kind of like a checklist with you guys. And we're going to go through that checklist and just make sure you're all confident on how to do these things and using the step-by-step processes that we have in the Wealth for Life. So I love that, Sarah. That's a great share. And it's so great that it's just something that just takes repetition, right? It's not like you need to go to school and get a astronaut's degree to be able to do this business, right? It just takes time, and it takes the willingness to learn, and the willingness to fall sometimes, or the willingness to hear no and just keep going. So that's a great one. Abby, I know that you are super, super new at this. You have built your, we had a great meeting last week about building your Instagram page and, doing that and picking your theme and how you want to present your business. And what would you say, just from where you're at right now? Sorry, I've got some screaming children. I'm hoping it's not too loud. From where you're at right now and your first experience to where you want to be, what would you say is the number one thing that you feel confident about? And the number one thing that you may be feeling a little bit nervous about or uncertain? So just 1 second.
Sorry, I'm just pulling up to Bob's place now.
That's not good.
Something I'm feeling confident in is like my testimony using the products.
Yeah.
It's super cool, and it's really easy for me to connect with people.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter who they are. I can connect with pretty much anyone. Something where I'm like, is like learning the business, because I've always worked on a farm. So like, yeah, learning business mindset.
That's great. So this is really cool because all three of you have a strength about you. It's a product story. It's the experience of being able to just share and without worrying about, who you're sharing with or whatever, right? All three of you have the same thing. That is step one to doing this business and doing it well, is being able to just share something that you love naturally. And you can do that in anywhere. I'm in a campsite in Revelstoke, and I'm still doing my business. I have two enrollments to do right after this, right? And so the cool thing about this is that you all have the number one key for being successful at this, and that's a heart and a willingness to help other people. The second part is that you already know that you love the products because they've changed your life, right? Mom, you've had an incredible story with the products that you were like, I don't know what to do with my gut anymore because I have such horrible, heartburn, and I can't stand it, and my memory is shot, and I don't know what to do. I've got no mental clarity. I can't remember things. I'm afraid I have Alzheimer's, and those things are now completely changed for you. You have mental clarity. Your gut health is better. You've lost weight that you wanted to lose, and you're feeling incredible. Abby, you were pregnant, and you couldn't eat anything. You couldn't hold anything down, and you had no nutrients in your body because you couldn't stomach any foods, and the products were the only thing that helped you. And now you've got your energy back enough to go riding in 1 week, you guys, of just changing the energy in her body with nutrients. She was taking the shakes, and now she just added greens because her iron was low and she wasn't able to absorb that proteins, and she just added the greens, and then bam, snap back, and she's playing with Bob's new puppy on their ranch right now, right? So this is somebody who couldn't literally get off the couch a couple weeks ago because she couldn't swallow food and she couldn't get that nutrients. And now
I actually have.
Yeah, that's okay.
I actually have to go, but
Sure.
I'll see you guys.
Okay, bye, hun.
Bye.
Okay, and this is the really cool thing is the only two things that you guys are struggling with is just more practice. And that's something that's going to come, right? So one thing that really helped me to be able to strengthen my skills is I would take time almost every single day to learn something, even if it's very small, whether it's going on to the ISA FYI I don't know if I'm breaking up or not. Hopefully you guys can hear me. But maybe it's going on to the Isogenics Health and just reading about one of the incredible like products that are there, like even understanding about how ashwagandha helps or whatever. Like you guys are able to just learn one thing, and maybe it's business, maybe it's going into the Isogenics International website on on YouTube and just watching a video that's simply teaching you about how to strengthen something that you're uncertain about. Like maybe you don't know the comp plan very well, Mom, right? And so for you, that could be something that you could go watch. Maybe parts of it, you know, a little bit of the day, and you make an effort to carve out that time to watch that teaching, right? Or maybe you listen to a podcast while you walk around the lake. That's something you could do, right? So carving out that time for you could just look like implementing. Like maybe you're in the garden and you're weeding, or maybe you're driving to go drop Liam off at the ferry. You could download a podcast to your phone to teach you about how to connect, you know, better, or how to do the comp plan, or how to be able to literally just hone in some of your skills to be able to present this better, you know. And so that's all available to you guys already. All that information has already been done to you. But this is one thing I did, and I strengthened my tool belt every single day. It's just like, let's just say you want to learn music. Okay. So you want to learn how to play the guitar, but you never pick the guitar up, and you just read notes all the time, but you never pick the guitar up, right? It's like, it's not the same thing. You have to actually put it into practice. So one thing for me that I would do is I would watch the comp plan video, and then I would draw out how I want my comp plan on my team. So I'd make a plan, you know, or I would go in and I would learn about how to connect better, how to connect more authentically with people, or even learn about like the last call that we did with Ben Kelly. Mary Leaf, by the way, has been putting in a lot of videos into our team chat. And she's saying, hey, like Ben's coming on here and he's sharing. And Ben mentioned that he says he goes through a screening process before receiving people to his team, because he doesn't just want anybody. He doesn't want people just showing up who have no work ethic. They don't care about helping people. They just want to use this as some kind of stepping stone for them to make extra cash, and they don't care about anybody. He doesn't want people like that on his team, because it gives him and his business a bad reputation. So he screens people to say, hey, listen, you know, let's see if this is a good fit. Let's go meet for coffee, and let's talk about like who you are and what your goals are, what you want to achieve. Maybe you're just a product user, or maybe if you want to do this as a business, then we'll actually see if this is going to be a good fit. Because I might not be the best coach for you. You know, might be a different coach, or it might be somebody that is, it might just not be this company, right? And so that's the thing that he was mentioning, and that was something I needed to learn, right? Instead of going out and trying to get everybody, try to hone in who you want is in your team. If you were to go and take over Microsoft tomorrow, would you just grab anybody off the street, or would you have a standard of the people you want to work with? Would you want somebody loyal and trustworthy and integral and has good character and treats other people kindly? Or would you want some jerk who would step on anybody just to get to the top, right? So personally, I'd want the first option, not the second, right? So think about that. These are different types of trainings and different types of things that are available for you guys. But one thing I think is really simple is using the easy training process. Okay, so on Wealth for Life, on our team business side, we have the easy training app. Okay, now this is something that Zach Slobin made, Mom, and I know that you really like him because you find him very easy to listen to, and he's very concise. So if you go on the Health for Life, you'll see this little link. Okay, so you want to go through those steps. Step 1 is watching the first video and understanding about how to connect with people. Really, if you break it down, you guys, sharing a restaurant or sharing a great video that you watched, or sharing a new health food store that you went to, or whether you drive a great vehicle and you want to share that, that's pretty much the side of the business. It's pretty much that simple. You use the products, they help you change your life, they give you an incredible transformation story, and then you just share that with other people who you care about, who could really use that. And one thing that really helps me is I always try to step into the gratitude place of going, I know what it was like for me for 30 years of feeling like I was dying until I found this, Sorry, there's a couple screaming kids behind me. But remember that if you can go back every single day before you go and talk to anybody about the products, somebody's having a hard time. What you want to do is you want to go back to that gratitude place. Remember how you felt before somebody shared this with you. Remember how bad it was. Really think about it. Like, remember that feeling of being like, I don't know what to do with myself if I can't find a result. You guys both know what I'm talking about. Sarah, you had an issue with energy. You were really struggling with that. Mom, you were having a terrible time with your memory and heartburn, right? All three of us, mine was digestive issues and, horrible problems that way. So we all have a story. Okay. So what happens for me is I go to that place of gratitude in my heart. I'm so grateful that this came into my life. And out of that gratitude, I think about how that person that I'm talking to must feel at that moment and just go, wow, like this person really needs some help right now. So out of that caring and loving heart and that gratitude that I have for the products, you want to introduce this as, listen, I don't know if this is going to work for you at all. I can't guarantee it's going to help anything, but I found, right? This is how I felt. This is what I found. And, it might work for you as well, right? I can't guarantee it, but at least you can give it a try. If it doesn't work, it's not like you're out of loss or anything. You're going to get your money back. It's that simple, you guys. It doesn't need to be any more complicated than that. You guys want to find out what their issue is so that you can help them pick products specific to their needs. All you do is talk to the person, right? A lot of the time we forget to listen because we're so worried about being like, maybe I'm going to screw this up. Just take the pressure off yourself. It's a conversation. Like, are you worried to tell somebody badly about how you're going to describe the best butter chicken at the Indian restaurant you ate at yesterday? No. Why? Because you're not getting paid for it? Is that why? Like, think about it. If it doesn't come from a place of fear or lack or desperation or uncertainty, it's natural. And that's all it is, guys. It's just sharing naturally. It's that simple. You listen to somebody, you talk to people. I connected with 3 girls in a hot spring pool up to yesterday, and all of them were sitting in the pool, and I was saying about how I was watching this Wim Hof guy, and she was like, oh, I was watching Wim Hof, and we went back and forth about learning about how to reset the nervous system. And she goes, yeah, I've been really trying to use this cold water process because I need to reset my nervous system. I'm like anxious all the time. And I said, oh, you should really check out adaptogens. Because hot and cold is really good, but you're working on, different aspects of your nervous system. But doing, like, actually taking adaptogens, that's actually going to heal you at the cellular level of your body. That's going to deal with it at the cellular level. She goes, well, how do I get access to that? Like, how do I get access to the stuff you use? And I said, oh, it's Isogenics. She's like, Isogenics? Isn't that some weight loss company? I was like, oh, I totally know what you mean, because that's exactly what I thought too, right? I had no clue that these people who put this product line together are actually geniuses, and they were the people who brought adaptogens and Ayurvedic medicine and Eastern medicine to North America 20 years ago. Intermittent fasting started through our company 20 years ago. Like, that was the process that we brought into the Western world 20 years ago, right? Nobody had heard of intermittent fasting 20 years ago, or at least they didn't study it unless they were like in some tribe somewhere. Right. And so this is the thing is that this is a conversation that I naturally had with somebody because I was listening. Again, today, guess what? I met a lady in the lineup at the park. I watched this lady, how kind she was to other people around her. And right before we were going to go down this roller coaster ride, she stepped up onto the ramp and noticed that Malachi, Sarah's son, his little thing wasn't clipped in, and she just stepped over and clipped it in. And then she looked at me and smiled, and I was like, I saw that. That was really nice. Thank you. So I waited till she got to the bottom of the hill, and I wasn't even thinking about it, but she happened to say her name was Trina at the very top of this roller coaster ride. And I was like, what? That's my name. And she's like, no way. And so she ended up going to the bottom of the hill. And here I said to her, I was like, hey, you're a really nice person. And I said, I work in a health and wellness company, And I'm constantly looking for people who have a really kind heart and who love to help people and travel and work from home. I was like, you look like you like to have fun because you're out here in Revelstoke with your family. And, you know, I said, what do you do for work? And she's like, oh, I was an accountant. I still am. And she's like, I'm dabbling in, you know, medical marijuana and that kind of market and helping to do a startup company that way. And I said, that's fantastic. I said, you know, I think you would be really great at this. I'm constantly looking for new partners to work with. I said, would it be cool if I added you on Facebook and we can connect where you live? And she's like, Calgary. That was it. Do you see how simple that is? You're looking for people who care about other people. So calling that out in somebody is a beautiful compliment. Whether they're open or not, they're going to leave after your conversation feeling great. And that wasn't anything I had to fake or conjure up. I literally saw her do a kind thing, and I saw how she was around other people, and she was so positive. And I was like, that lady is beautiful. I would love to work with her. Right? And so it's that simple, you guys. If you just simplify the process instead of making it like some kind of a, like I have the easy step systems for people who just really don't have an understanding of like, okay, I need to read this. That's a different type of learners. But I think one of the best ways to learn is tactile learning, which means you just do it. You learn by doing it. You get on the horse, you just feel how the horse moves, and you learn to ride that way. You can read a book on how to ride a horse, but really you're not going to know how to ride that horse until you actually sit on it. Okay. It's the same thing with actually sharing authentically from your heart. You just do it because you love people naturally. Let that come out of you. If you're having a hard time loving people well, then you need to work on yourself. You need to go back to the right time, the right place, the right time, the right vehicle, which is the company, and the right you, right? So if there's part of that journey that you're struggling with, think about the right time, right? So mom, for you, you're struggling with the time, okay? But you're the right you, and it's the right company, okay? So now we just got to work on the time frame. And it's okay to coast along, but if maybe you took the pressure off as far as the business side goes for yourself, and you just were able to connect naturally with people, just make really nice connections. Check in with people that you haven't talked to in your network and just say, hey, you want to go for coffee? How are you doing? It's authentic. You love to do that. And then you listen. You just listen to the other person as they're talking. Do you guys have any questions or comments or anything of what I've said so far? Anything that you want to ask or get clarity on or maybe add to?
Well, I think
We're getting like a computerized Sarah coming through. Can you hear me, Sarah? It might be the video.
I think she's frozen.
there's an element of habit.
Okay, so we're getting like a little bit, oh, she cut off again. Mom, did you have anything, just because we're recording, is there anything you wanted to add or mention or ask or anything like that?
I think just learning to be really natural with, my story and like just not making it awkward. Just as you go about your business, you seem to be very genuine and easy with who you are and your business. So I need to learn just to chill a bit and just share naturally with people. I think that's good.
You're so great. Like when I watch you talk about a garage sale that you went to the weekend before, you're like, oh my gosh, you guys, okay, you have to go check out this garage sale. It's amazing that people have like all this antique furniture. Or, oh my gosh, you guys, we went over to Comox the other day and we found this restaurant. It was amazing. Okay. Do you notice how you showed up with like so much excitement just because you want other people to experience the same that you did?
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. That's the key. That's the key. And then everything from then on, like it's literally just plugging somebody in. And that's where I come along. Use the 3-way call, no matter how much you know, no matter how, like I still use Gabby as 3-way calls. I'll call Gabby and say, hey, I need a 3-way call. Can you jump on and explain isogenics to somebody for me? The reason I do that, you guys, is because I'm showing them the repetition that you don't need to know anything about this business to just use the business as it is. As you listen to me explain the products to someone, ask them the questions. Hey, it's so exciting that you're looking to get results of your own. You know, can I just ask what your top 3 goals are? Oh my gosh, I can't sleep at night. I have the worst stress and I can't digest anything. My gut is just horrible all the time. Okay, that is so crazy because those were the top 3 goals that I had as well, right? Those were, and that's authentically, that's the truth, right? So if you have one of those things that they've mentioned, you can either say, oh, I totally relate, right? Meet them. Let them feel like they're not just like exposing their guts to you and you're like, that's nice. Here's some X-Lax. It's like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just meet them where they're at. Like, if somebody says to me, like, oh man, I need to lose like 35 pounds, I'd be like, girl, that was me when I first got started too. You know, like when I first got started, I was miserable. I couldn't fit into my clothes. I felt this way, la, 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 la. I totally understand. This is what I used, you know, and let's talk about your goals. Okay. Like how quickly do you want to lose that weight? How quick, like what are your other 2 goals? Right. And it can be multiple, like, you know, this is what also I was feeling, you know, had no memory. I couldn't remember things. I couldn't sleep properly. I ached all the time, and terrible inflammation, right? You can rattle off some things and you can say, I completely understand. And they're like, oh my gosh, this sounds like you're talking right to me. Like those are exactly what I'm dealing with. Now we found a common ground. So that person is not going to feel like, okay, well now we're just going to cram you into this box. It's like, no, let's pick some things and let's talk about your budget and let's just redirect some spending so you can actually start to feel better. Does that sound like a good plan? And they're like, yeah, actually it does. Like, this is going to cost me more than I'm already spending in my life right now. I'm like, no, we're just going to swap a couple meals over, or we're going to swap a couple things over that you're doing right now that isn't working. And we're going to give it a try for 30 days. And we're going to put this to the test and let your body decide if that actually is effective or not. And if it's not effective for you, guess what? You're going to get a full return. There's no loss, right? But you at least got to eat all the products and probably save on your grocery bill that month. Does that sound okay to you? And they're like, actually, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Be like, awesome. You know, we have an accountability group. I would love to click you into that, you know, just in case it's something that you're looking for. We really want to focus on the aspect that this is a full holistic approach. So it's not just about the products. It's about, you know, helping people to understand that there's a community around you, because that might be something that you struggle with, is just having that community aspect of encouragement. We also offer, you know, the IsaBody challenge for accountability, where you can actually earn some cash back if you want to lose some weight or get a transformation that's really powerful. And then there's also the aspect of the team calls, the support that way. And then there's, you know, trainings that can help your self-development, right? So just simple things like that, you guys. Just listen to what the person is saying. Can you tell me a little bit about where you work? You know, I'd love to be able to get to know you a little bit. You know, where are you living right now? What's your family dynamic like? Right? They might just say, oh, my family is on the go all the time. Right?
Mhm.
So maybe, you know, right away that maybe one of their shakes needs to be bars so they can have those in the car with them. Right? So you guys, we can work this out, but you don't need to know how to ask all of these questions. The way you learn is by putting people into a 3-way chat, a 3-way
Mhm.
conversation, or meeting them for coffee together. And you just learn that way. And it's that simple, right? You just listen and then you meet that person with the solution. Okay. So do you guys have any more questions before we wrap anything up? Or, you know, do you feel more peaceful about that approach?
Mhm. Yeah, it's all good,
Yeah.
Trina.
Sarah, you cut off there really bad. We couldn't hear anything you were saying. Do you want to add what you were saying before?
I don't know. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, actually really good right there. It's really clear.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just saying habit is key. Like anything grows with habit, and habit takes consistency and time. And
Yeah.
the natural, I love what you were saying, Deb, about the natural part, just allowing it to be yourself and part of your daily dialogue, and not being afraid of being confident in what experience you've had or what knowledge you do have, and that will go a long way. So yeah, I really loved everything you guys said. It was really great.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, you know what we can do as well is next week I'm gonna I'll be back home again, and what we can do is we can work on some of the aspects of the business, and just get you guys more confident in some other things, and really helping to develop your skill set. It's been a challenging last 4 months for you guys being at home and not being able to be at the conferences and hear other speakers and stories, because it's really great when you have the capability of actually like listening to other moms, other people. So what I think would be really fun is I might bring on a panel of people for next week's call who could talk about 3 main topics to really help you develop your business skills. Would you guys be open to that? Yeah. And you guys can ask them questions, and it will be a variety of people. I'll bring a mom on. I'll bring somebody who's from mom. I've actually connected to a lady for you in New Zealand. They're Rebecca Fraser Jones and Amanda Fraser Jones. They're 2 sisters that got in. They're dairy farmers from New Zealand, and they got started with Isogenics, and they signed up their mom, and their mom has like crushed this business. She's like the number 4th or 5th income earner in all of Australia or all of New Zealand. And I talked to Rebecca Fraser Jones about you wanting to develop your business skills. She's the same age as you, and she's a grandma and just a hardworking lady, and she is up to talking to you personally. So I've actually set that up. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring her on as a guest speaker. So that will be next Monday's call. And then I'll bring on probably a couple more speakers for you guys to just ask questions to, and we'll do it like a little mini conference. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I'll be traveling next Monday.
Will you be traveling in the evening?
Yeah, I'll be just getting to Paula's.
Okay, you'll probably have Wi-Fi in the car.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes.
Okay.
So I can't promise.
Okay, no worries. All right, well, you guys, hopefully you guys have a great evening, and I will talk to you next week on the team call. And thank you guys for tuning in who are watching this recording. If you have any questions or anything you would like to learn, or you wanted to get in contact with me, just feel free to send me a message on Facebook or Instagram or email, and I will be happy to help you out. Take care, and talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.